Hello everybody, welcome to another video here. Today we are going to be doing a Super Bowl prediction. I know, you probably didn't expect a Super Bowl prediction. I will talk about football a little bit on this channel. Since the season's almost over, not a whole lot. I'm making this prediction and then I don't think I have anything else related to football until later. But hello everybody, how are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing very, very well. So, Super Bowl 59 is rapidly approaching. It's Friday, I think at least. I lose track of what day it is sometimes. It is Friday. It's Friday. The Super Bowl is on Sunday. It's coming up very, very soon. Eagles versus Chiefs again. It's yeah. So let's dive right into this topic of the Super Bowl. So the Chiefs were 15-2 this year. Had a, I guess, an all right. They started 7-0 and then lost to the Bills finally. But their 7-0 win streak was kind of lackluster. Like, I'm not a Chiefs fan, and I'm not an Eagles fan. I mean, I don't really care for either of these teams. But the Chiefs this year, it kind of just seems like they. I think there was a thing literally saying like they didn't put up 30 points for like a good chunk of the year. And not saying it's like a bad thing, but like the Chiefs, I feel like this year, despite being 15-2, I mean, first off, their schedule wasn't that insane. I'm gonna pull up their schedule right now if it'll let me see the. Okay, yeah, it will. So, like, if you pull up their schedule, I mean, week one they beat the Ravens because of a toe tap. Week two they beat the Bengals. I think there was some controversy with that game and the Falcons game. Like, the first like four games they had controversy around all of their beginning games. All right, so they barely beat the Bengals 26-25. There was controversy against the Falcons. I think there was like a people were talking about pass interference or something. I don't remember. It was a while ago. And then they squeaked past the Chargers, the Saints, who were a fluke, I guess, because the Saints started 2-0. People were like, "Oh, the Saints are good." No, they're not. They beat the Raiders. Obviously, it's the Raiders. I mean, their season. Oh, and then they beat the Broncos because of a blocked field goal. And finally, the Bills beat them, but they couldn't beat them when it matters, unfortunately. Near the end of the year, they beat the Texans, Steelers, Broncos again. No, they lost to the Broncos. That was the final week of the regular season, 38-0. It's because they didn't want the Bengals in the playoffs. And I think the Bengals were starting to cook, and maybe the Chiefs like we don't want to see the Bengals in there because a hot Bengals team is a very dangerous team. But anyways, um, I so when it comes to the playoffs, they beat the Texans 23-14. I watched a bit of that game. I didn't really watch all of it, but I was hoping for the Texans to maybe to pull off an upset, but that didn't happen. Then Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That game was the game I was sitting like, come on, Chief Bills. I almost said Chiefs. One of my double agent, but I really want the Bills to win. I think most people who aren't Chiefs fans are just tired of seeing the NFL push the Chiefs in our face. It's just like the announcers, it's not all of them, but sometimes the commentators are just all like, oh, Mahomes, Mahomes. They're just all about him. They gargle on him. And then the NFL, again, they push this Chiefs agenda in our face about how, like, Patrick Mahomes could do a 3P and no one's ever done that. And I know they pushed the Patriots a lot when they were good, but, like, I feel like they pushed the Chiefs so much more. And also, don't even get me started about the Taylor Swift stuff. We don't really care about her. Um, but yeah, so if we look at the win probability on Google right here, it says the Chiefs have a 52.1% and the Eagles have 47.9. I don't know, man. This game could come down to two things. I mean, it could either be the Chiefs either win because of a freaking controversial call by the refs or something crazy happens or a no call. I mean, that could easily happen, or the Eagles pull off the upset and beat the Chiefs. So let's talk about the Eagles now. The Eagles, they had a good year. You know, they were 14-3. You know, they week one they beat the Packers in Brazil. I remember I was at work that day and I came home and my brother was all mad about it. He's a Packers fan, so is not happy with how the playoffs ended for his team. They lost the Falcons. I remember at the beginning of the season, everyone was going, "Oh, the Falcons can be good. Kirk Cousins can be good." Kirk Cousins, man. I mean, I don't need to talk about it, but he kind of sucks. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just the Falcons. They're just cursed, like the Browns. But the Eagles had a good year. They had a pretty solid year. They in the playoffs they beat the Packers obviously 22-10. I was in my room and my brother was yelling about that. He was not happy. And in the divisional, they beat the Rams 28-22. I watched that game because I hate the Rams. I'm a Seahawks fan, so you know why. AFC NFC Championship game, they absolutely stomped the Commanders. The Commanders got touched. Okay, they got touched, and not in a good way. I do want to say the Commanders had such a good run this year. They were I mean, the fact is, last year they were awful. This year they were great. Jaden Daniels deserved Rookie of the Year. He got it for a reason. Possibly one of the best rookie years of all time in the NFL. He did great. And when it came to that Commanders-Lions game, people did not expect that. But guess what? The Commanders came in and stomped the Lions. And the Lions, despite all this hype they had around them, they were a one-and-done team. So it's quite crazy to think about what happened to the Lions. But granted, you could say it, the injuries on defense. I mean, it aided Hutchinson. Yeah, it's such a sad what happened. It's so sad what happened to him because he's such a stud and he got hurt. I think like somewhat early in the year. I can't remember when he got hurt, but it's sad. It's sad to see like star players who are young like that get hurt and have their entire season that could potentially be a really good one taken away from them. It sucks. But injuries happen. It's football. So now we broke down both teams a little bit. I want to talk about the actual predictions itself, or just, I guess, the team stats. So I have Patrick Mahomes stats right now for this year. He has 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. I mean, that's pretty solid. I mean, it's pretty good. I want to mention one more thing. The Chiefs, honestly, a lot of people just don't like the Chiefs. Obviously, people who aren't Chiefs fans. A lot, like, you can go on the internet and you can see people hate on the Chiefs. It's not like we hate that. It's not like I hate the Chiefs. I just think their wins are kind of fraudulent, in my opinion. I think just some of their wins are straight on legit pure luck, okay? Or just nothing. Patrick Mahomes will play mid. Because this year, in terms of overall, he didn't, like, do bad this year, but I wouldn't say he did incredible this year either. But, like, they'll play mid. He'll play mid or something in one game. He'll throw, like, an interception or whatever and just not do that well. And then they'll win in the fourth quarter because either A, the defense stood up or the refs made a bad call. And usually it's the refs part. I don't need to go on a whole tangent about how I think the refs help the Chiefs because some people will say it's obvious. The only people who don't say it's obvious are Chiefs fans. And I want to say the majority of Chiefs fans are bandwagons. I doubt half of you knew they were a team before 2020. I'm joking. Chiefs obviously had fans before Patrick Mahomes, but not a large, but a portion of them, maybe a small portion, are definitely just kind of like how, like, with Bucks fans, a lot of them jump ship from the Patriots to the Bucks, and then now that Brady's gone, they don't know where to go. Man, you get what you deserve, Patriots. You have 20 years of dominance. Your time is over. I'm joking. I think the Patriots probably they have an all right future so far. I mean, they got a nice young quarterback in Drake May. He could be good. But we're not talking about those teams. We're talking about the Chiefs and Eagles. So, I mean, I just think the Chiefs used to be a fun team. They used to be enjoyable to watch. Patrick Mahomes would actually make an incredible play. And nowadays, the commentators just glaze him. They always say, "Oh, that looks a little Mahomes." Like, don't say that, man. I mean, come on. You guys don't need to compare everything to Patrick Mahomes. And, like, it's not like I don't remember back then. I don't think they were like, "Oh, that looks like a little Brady." Like, I don't think they went back when Brady was still playing. They said that, or like, that looks like a little Ben Roethlisberger-y or something. I don't know. The Chiefs glaze is real, though. It's there. You can see it. It's very obvious. The Chiefs glaze is there. Um, but yeah, so this Super Bowl is an interesting one because, I mean, not really interesting. It's a rematch. It's not what we want. Most people, from what I remember at the beginning of the season, a lot of people wanted Bills Lions. Honestly, when the playoffs started, I wanted that too, at least. And then the Lions got stomped. So then I wanted Bills Commanders because I don't like the Eagles that much. There's nothing wrong with the Eagles, but some of their fans are a little their fans are so full of rage and violence. But yeah, back to oh, are we already 10 minutes into recording? So back to the Chiefs. Honestly, they can win the game, obviously. And I'm not going to say they can only win because of the refs, because they have the talent for the most part. They have a very solid defense. They have they got some playmakers. DeAndre Hopkins, who has been in the league for quite a while, has a chance to win his first ring. Um, but we've talked about the Chiefs for like half this video. Let's get to the Eagles. So the Eagles again had a great year. They were 14-3, right? 14-3, great year. Jalen Hurts, 2,903 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. I think he missed a couple of games. I thought he would have more yards. I could have sworn he missed a couple games. I can't say for sure, though. Did he? He did, actually. Yeah, he did. He missed a couple games, I think. He missed at least 2, I think. He might have had a little bit more yards if he played the whole season. But anyways, so Jalen Hurts had a good year, but let's talk about Saquon Barkley. Incredible year, 2,005 yards, 13 touchdowns. He was on fire. There's a reason why he got Offensive Player of the Year. He is, I mean, from going from the absolute awful Giants, the Giants are terrible. I don't want to talk shit about the Giants. My team lost to them. Being a Seahawks fan is a little difficult sometimes. But the Giants are bad, And I got to give it to Saquon. From coming from the Giants to a team first off, he had a lot of injuries with the Giants. It was unfortunate for him because there was a couple years where he easily could have been incredible. I just find it crazy that the Giants even chose to pay Daniel Jones, dude. I mean, after that one fluke season where they went to the playoffs, beat the Vikings, and it's not hard to beat the Vikings. The Vikings are not to talk smack about them, but sometimes when they're in the playoffs, they're a very fraudulent team. Sometimes when they hit the playoffs, it's like they kind of. But yeah, I think honestly, the Eagles had a good year. Saquon Barkley was on fire, and honestly, I think if the Eagles want to win this game, they got to lean on him a lot. They got to lean on him to kind of run, and then get AJ Brown involved, get Devontae Smith involved, get your offensive playmakers involved for the Chiefs, and not the Chiefs, the Eagles. My personal prediction, right? I'm going to get to that. I think the Eagles will win. I hope the Eagles will win because I just don't want to hear about the Chiefs and their three-peat and whatever. Because if that happens, if they win and they get the three-peat, we all know the NFL will never, ever, ever shut up about the Chiefs and winning the three-peat because Brady never did that or whatever. So I don't want to hear about them glazing the Chiefs anymore. So my personal pick is I hope the Eagles win. I almost said Bengals for some reason. I hope the Eagles win. I think Jalen Hurts, as long as he plays a good game, they could win. As long as Saquon is able to run free, they'll play a good game. Because Saquon did things to the Packers. He did things to the Rams, and he especially did things to the Commanders. So really, for the Chiefs to win, they want to stop Saquon. I think if you're the Chiefs defense, you got to look at Saquon like he's a problem, and we got to stop him. But also, I'm running out of gameplay. So if the audio ends up being very short, I will literally probably have to record more gameplay for this. I'm almost running out of time. I should have recorded more gameplay. Yeah, I am running out of time. This is going to cut off very short. I'll be right back. I'm going to add more stuff to this. Hi, everyone. Sorry that ended abruptly. I thought I would make that video would be not as long. It ended up being, because I only recorded like 30 minutes of gameplay, so I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be talking that long about it. I apparently did. But to finish off this video and finish what I was talking about, the Eagles had a great year. So did the Chiefs. Both teams overall. If you're going to ignore all the controversies of the refs and whatever, the Chiefs had a good year. It really this Super Bowl really comes down to who can play. I mean, this is obvious, but who can play better on offense and who can make takeaways? Because one thing about the Chiefs, I will not say that's like ref related. Their defense is it's like a opportunistic predator, like a animal like that. If they get a takeaway, if they get an interception, or if you fumble, they will capitalize on it. They will get a touchdown, or they'll at least get a field goal. They always usually capitalize on what they do. And I know almost any team can do that. It depends on how you do it. My Seahawks Don't do that. They get an interception. They punt it away. Get a better O-line. I didn't mean to yell, but that was supposed to be funny. I mean, yeah, get a better O-line, please. We're not talking about my Seahawks, but we're talking about this game. Drives me crazy how our O-line has been an issue for years, and they never like to fix it. I would gladly make a video about talking about my own team in the future. But when we talk about the Eagles and Chiefs, again, Chiefs always take advantage. So if you're the Eagles, you don't want to fumble it and you don't want to throw interceptions. You want to play a clean game, because if you give it to the Chiefs at any point in the game, they will run it down the field and they will get a touchdown, especially if like you throw in your own territory. Let's just say the Eagles are at like their own 29-yard line. Jalen Hurts throws an interception or Saquon Barkley fumbles it. The Chiefs will take advantage and they will get a touchdown. So for the Eagles, they need to play good. They need to play clean. It's the same thing for the Chiefs, though. They need to play clean. Patrick Mahomes needs to play good, and their defense needs to stop Saquon. But again, my personal pick, my personal want is for the Chiefs. God, I don't know why the Chiefs are in my head. It's like I'm being possessed. I want the Eagles to win. I think the Eagles can win. I already stated how they can win is they just got to play good. They got to play clean, and they got to run Saquon. They got to let him eat. They got to let him cook. So, yeah. I got the Eagles winning Super Bowl 59, and hopefully that happens, because I don't want to hear them talk about the Chiefs anymore. I think most people are tired. People who aren't Chiefs fans, I think, are a little annoyed by it at this point. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. That is my personal Super Bowl pick. Eagles win Super Bowl 59. If I could predict a score, I probably legit can't. I don't think I can predict a score. I think it's going to be I definitely think it's going to be in the 20s. I think both teams can score over 20 points. Maybe. It kind of depends on how things go. Am I rained out already? Hold on. I got to do this again. I'm sorry. Boy, am I yapping a lot. I am so sorry. I didn't think the video would end up being this long. But let me just finish it off the right way. Eagles win. I can't really predict a score. I think it could easily reach well over 20 points. It could easily reach over 30, or it could be a lower scoring game because both defenses are playing crazy. Let's just hope we don't get another let's hope we don't get a game like the Rams and Patriots Super Bowl. That game was awful. I think the game was like 13-3 or 10-3. Very boring ass game. Terrible. Absolutely awful. The Rams lost. Obviously. Haha. I don't like the Rams. But Eagles will win this game, I hope. And as long as they play a clean game and don't let the Chiefs stop Saquon, because again, for the Eagles to win, Saquon needs to cook. Jalen Hurts needs to cook. They need to cook. But for the Chiefs, same thing. Patrick Mahomes needs to play good, and they need to stop Saquon. It can go either way. I got the Eagles winning this, so yeah, I mean, that's all I could say. Eagles win Super Bowl 59, and we don't have to hear about the Chiefs three-peat for the entire year, because I think anyone who's not a Chiefs fan don't want to hear the NFL glazing the Chiefs because they got a three-peat. Anyways, let me finish this off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have another video out as soon as possible, probably in a couple days at least. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and if you guys watch the Super Bowl, let me know what you guys think in the comments real quick, by the way. If you want to. You don't have to. You can let me know. I don't know ball, and the Chiefs are going to win, or the Eagles are going to win. Whatever you want. Also, if you guys have tips of what I can do better for my YouTube channel, like anything you guys think I could fix, go ahead and let me know. I'm totally fine with some little criticism, because criticism can create improvements or whatever. Or if you got compliments, go ahead and say that too. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys in the next video.